So to keep it rolling, game review. You know what game it is because I kind of already mentioned it. And the other thing, Batman Arkham Asylum. Badass Batman Arkham Asylum. This is the Game of Year edition. It did come with the DLC on the disc. It's like some map packs and stuff. I don't know. I really didn't worry about it too much. Two things about this game. One, I felt like it was short, but mainly because I felt like I was kind of misleaded about things, and I'll explain that. And two, it seems like you spend a lot of time in this mode called detective mode, where you almost see like X-ray vision almost through walls or something, but it's like that kind of Total Recall, kind of see the skeleton X-ray kind of thing. And you spend a lot of time in that mode, in that X-ray detective mode, and it kind of sucks in a way because it kind of takes away from the game, and it definitely pulls some of the punch out of being surprised by enemies, because you can pretty much have this on and see 3 rooms away almost what enemies are waiting for you. So, I mean, it's not... Because you can use this whenever you want, it's not very surprising what you're walking into most times. I guess that's the best way to put it. The reason why I felt like I was misled about it is because there's a shitload of these Joker question marks, riddles, and little puzzles and things. There's like 240, 250 of these. Either riddles, little question mark statues, or other things you can find. But they consider that part of the game. I consider it a bunch of kind of miscellaneous bullshit to take up more time and pad the game and fill it out, but it really doesn't add anything to the actual playing of the game at all. Finding these things, I don't think it gives you experience for it. It does occasionally give you these little statues, what are basically just like 3-dimensional models of characters in the game. I did not get all of them. It also gives you people's bio files and things like that if you find enough of these things. And, you know, I didn't find all of those either, but I found a fair share. And the problem is it counts that as part of the percentage, because when you start it up, you click on it, it says percentage completed, and it'll say like 28%. Well, it counts all that bullshit with the Riddler question marks and all that as percentage of the game. And to me, that's misleading. I mean, it's like, it's just bullshit. It's kind of like on GTA and stuff when you got to go around and pick up all the tokens or whatever that's laying around on rooftops and stuff and things like that. To me, that's just padding it. It doesn't add anything to the game. If I got experience points or something that help upgrade my character to play the game, there's an incentive there for me to find those. The completist, this is where we come back to that completist thing. The completist person is going to want to find all those and do all those just so they can rock the 100% completion and rock the, I found all the statues and bios, you know, and all the interview tapes. To me, it was just thrown in to lengthen the game out because the game was really not that long. You do quite a bit of backtracking. You're on an island, of course. You're kind of trapped there. So, I mean, there's not... It kind of reminded me of, like, Resident Evil, where you're... The first one, where you're pretty much bound to that house and the grounds within that house, and that's pretty much it. You don't really explore much outside of that. And that's how I kind of felt about Arkham Asylum. It's like, conveniently, he's got a bat cave on the island, which, okay. But it just seems like I was backtracking through a lot of corridors, especially to go, once I figured out this Riddler thing and going back and picking those up, which I started to do it. But when I started to do it, I thought there was more length. I thought there was more game coming up. I didn't start doing it till very late in the game. I mean, really paying attention and trying to take the pictures of things and things like that. I picked up the trophies and things like that, but I didn't take the pictures or really give a shit about looking around because it didn't do anything. It didn't really add anything to the gameplay. It only added to a bunch of shit that I could sit there and read, and I get tired of reading shit anyway. I'm a graphic artist and I'm a typesetter, and I read shit all day long. I don't want to come home and squint at a screen and try to sit there and read when my eyes are tired from 14 hours of freaking reading a computer screen already. So, to me, it just seemed like a waste. It seemed like the game, I mean, truly, to me, I think the amount of game there was on there is maybe 65%. I mean, this is what I was, and that's being generous. In my opinion, the most of that percentage that this game could be is about 65%, and the other 35% is just picking up these Riddler things. And so I didn't like that because it made me come up to the end prematurely and then beat it not knowing that was the end, even though I should have, and being like, what, that was the end? You know, because the reason why I say that is because you not fight really, but you deal with the Scarecrow 3 different times in this game. You mainly deal with the Scarecrow 3 times. You deal with Poison Ivy, the Croc, Killer Croc, and who's the other? Zaz, and then the Joker and a bunch of henchmen. Those are the enemies. So, you know, Arkham City starts off. You're dealing with Penguin and Two-Face and Catwoman right out of the gate, which is awesome because those characters weren't in the other one. But I felt like for a game that's only 65% maybe of the whole game anyway, to have to fight the Scarecrow 3 times, basically kind of mimicking the same fight with a little bit of added length or a little bit of this. I mean, the Scarecrow parts were cool when he's fucking with your mind and stuff, but, you know, you overuse his character, in my opinion, or use it that much, and then have a character like the Joker or Killer Croc, and you fight him, and there's like some gimmicky way to beat him, or, oh, you fight Bane too, close to the beginning of the game. But, you know, once you figure out that shtick, basically all the big enemies, you can beat them once you figure out how to do it by doing the same thing to all of them. So, I don't know. In my opinion, it was a really kick-ass game, but 3 things bother me. 1, I thought it was too short, and it was also misleading because of the question marks. 2, I thought they could have utilized more characters, but maybe they had this other game already in the works and was like, well, we'll just stick with this, because I thought they overused Scarecrow. They could have used some other enemies. And I'm like, well, they all don't have to be on Arkham Island. I mean, who's to say that, you know, Catwoman or Two-Face necessarily need to be on Arkham Island because they robbed a bank? You know, I don't know. I thought Arkham Island was for crazies. So, I don't know. But, and then the final thing was, it just seemed like you were in that detective mode a lot, and it kind of took some of the sting out of getting surprised or caught off guard. And I died a fair number of times in this. And I didn't really consider them necessarily cheap deaths, but it's like the same problem I had within the Force Unleashed game, where you kind of keep doing the fight, and then you get a little bit farther, and then you got to do it over again. Once you figure it out and you die, then you do it over again, get by that hurdle, and then you make it to the next hurdle and got to figure that out. And so you end up dying a few times before you can get through a boss, because you got to figure out what you're doing. So anyway, going right into Arkham City, I think it's freaking badass. I think Arkham City's cool. And I'm not trying to shit in anybody's Cheerios with this game. I thought this was really great. Those are the 3 things. I thought it was too short. I'm not even gonna fucking say it again because I said it and you've heard it and I don't want to say it again. So anyway, play Batman Arkham Asylum if you hadn't played it because it is freaking awesome. Don't pay a shitload of money for it because whatever the percentage it says you've played is probably only you can almost double it. You know, if it says you played 25% of the game, you've played 50% of the game. You know, as far as playing through the story. I mean, that's just the way I feel about it. So, I feel like it's 50% game and 50% pick up a bunch of Riddler shit. So, but they did have a lot of voice talent and a lot of cool stuff in it. So, you just really can't beat that. So, anyway, that's my review-ish of that. I didn't give anything away about how to beat anybody. I didn't, you know, talk about the end or anything like that. I'm telling you why I loved it and kind of was frustrated with it. Not hated it, but frustrated with it at the same time. So, anyway, I'm going to sign off. I'll probably kind of throw these out. I don't know if I'll post all these videos at the same time. So, this will probably be the last one I post anyway. So, we'll try to get something up for you tomorrow. And sorry about... I'm sorry for nothing. I'm sorry for nothing. I can't go shopping all the time. And I sure as hell didn't find anything. So, I think the videos I got here are pretty good. I've seen, you know, some more community questions. I kind of had a little question of my own that I kind of want to throw out there. But I'll wait until I'm running dry or later in the week. And then we'll get to it. So, thanks for coming by. Hope I didn't turn you off from either of those games. I really wasn't. I really enjoyed both of them. And that's part of the reason why when I say a game's too short, I feel like if it was too short for me, and I'm the type of guy that'll, you know, put a game on the shelf if it's too long, then it must have been really freaking short for some of you other guys. So, that's just my opinion. So, anyway, signing off. Talk to you later. Bye.